Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing today? I'm in a different area at the moment and I'm doing a little experiment. So hopefully you can hear me okay. I don't want to talk too loud because I'm at work. But I'm on my lunch break right now, so I was wondering or thinking about doing a lunchtime craft, video, what you can do in a little bit of time, type of thing. I know other people have done like 30-minute crafting, what you can do in 30 minutes, things like that. I think Shabby Dabby Doodah did that, Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. And so, I have a lunch hour and I have committed to the no spend challenge of Emily at M. Ephemera's vintage, her YouTube channel and group and everything. So Emily put out a little challenge that we don't spend any money ourselves on crafts from September 1 and through the end of December 31st. So that's a long time, and at first I was thinking, oh, I can't do that. And I started thinking about it. I was like, I'd really like to do that. But I've got to commit. I've got to say yes or no, not I'll try. You know what I mean? If I say I'll try, I might not do it. So I've decided to do it, and I'm going to do it. So, if you've been watching my YouTube channel, I just got back from Florida, and I have been trying to do some crafting since I got back on Sunday. So it's only the third day after I've been back. So you know how that is when you get back from a trip, and we were gone for over a week. We were gone for about 7, 8, 9 days. 8 days. Don't want to lie there, but 8 days. So that's quite a while. We don't usually go away on that long of trips, but this time we did. So today on my lunch break, this week I've been cleaning up my craft room, and I was like, if I could just bring these with me and do this on my lunch break, I could get something done. And it's actually kind of like part of my cleanup in my craft room. So what I'm doing is I brought this stack of papers that I want to cut up. It's a simple thing, but when am I going to do it? At home I want to craft. I want to work on my journals and things. I don't want to waste my time cutting up paper, but I need to do it. I need to do it sometime. I want to do it. It's a little project I wanted to do. So I brought them with me today. And I have this paper cutter that my daughter-in-law gave me. She had got a new paper cutter, I think as a gift from someone, a really super nice fancy one, and gave this one to me, and she said she just put a fresh blade on it, but she didn't need it anymore. She was going to give it to Goodwill, and I said, no, give it right here, give it to me. So I have this at work, and I keep, sometimes I cut up little papers here, and this was just kind of a handy thing to have around, And what else I brought with me was a couple of glue sticks, If you have your glue sticks, there's a good chance of doing some crafting. I brought this. I just got this travel, kind of like a travel magazine in the mail. It's Backroads. You can get these for free. Go to backroads.com, I believe it is, and they will send you this whole pretty catalog for free. All kinds of nice travel-related pictures in it. And I also brought this packet of it's postcards or index cards. It's called postcards / index cards right here. And this is what they are. So I thought if I had time, we'll see how much time we have. And I can this is what they look like when you break them apart. Or I think that's half of one. Let me see. Here they are, like right there. See the perforation is right there and right there. So like 4 by 6. This one I cut in half because I wanted a smaller one. But anyway, I brought those in case I wanted to try to do something with those, and the travel brochure and the glue. That's what that's for. So I'm not going to talk too much because, like I said, I'm at work. I'm in a spare office that we have here, and so no one uses this office. So I can come in here and lock the door. If somebody tries to get in, they'll be like, Sherry, what are you doing in there? I'll have to be like, well, I was just doing some crafting. So I'm going to cut these up. This is cardstock here that I I guess I had coffee dyed these, and I got some other dye on here too, some pink dye that I had around at the time. So I want to cut these up into, I think, squares or rectangles, just kind of half and half, you know. So I'm not used to this paper cutter because it's not like the one I had at home. So I may do something wrong here if I'm not careful. But these are meant to be just small pieces to have on hand. You know what I mean? So, plus I have a listing in my Etsy shop for scraps, like it's coffee dyed or blue dyed or pink dyed, or let's see what else, any color, kind of color combination dyed scraps. So I like to have some of these smaller pieces handy for myself and for that listing. So this is what this is all about. And I know this is probably, you know, might be boring to someone, or maybe everyone. But the point is, what can I get done on my lunch break, you know? So what I did was, my job is, I sit a lot at my job at a computer. So what I did, and I have an hour lunch break. So, you know, we all try to be healthy. So what I did was go out and go for a walk for part of my lunch break. So I put a new app on my phone today for walking, and I tried to walk 1 mile, so I still have to get to the part where it tells me how far I walked, but it mapped my walk. And it's kind of like, I think it's going to tell me at the end of the day how many steps and how far I walked, things like that. So in order not to just be sitting all the time, like sitting at my desk and then coming in here and sitting and crafting, I wanted to go for a little walk first. And this is also the reason I mentioned the no spend challenge of Emily was because this is part of it. Like, I have to figure out something else to do, because that's what I usually do on my lunch break. I go walk around and wander around in thrift stores, and so I end up buying something, you know. If I'm going to go there, I'm going to find something, I'm sure. So I usually do, you know, not every time, but a lot of times I do. So if I go to a thrift store, you know, if I find something like, oh my goodness, that's the best deal ever, I'm going to buy it. So I'm going to be more tempted to buy something. So this is part of that challenge, finding something I can do on my lunch break that is not thrift shopping, because that's my favorite thing to do on my lunch break, because I have 2 great thrift stores right here, like within 5 minutes of my office. They're like the best thrift stores ever. So I can't go or I'll buy something. So I've been wanting to walk, but I've been wanting to walk. I even have sneakers here to put on, you know, to change my shoes so I can walk. But I always make an excuse like, oh, I need to go to the thrift store today, or whatever. I need to do this, I need to do that. I need to go here, I need to go there. So today, since I can't spend any money on craft supplies, I thought, well, let me see if I can do some, you know, this is not necessarily crafting, but it's something I needed to do to clean up my craft room. And something that, I mean, this is something totally different than what I do for my work, so it's something fun for me. I mean, look at these pretty papers I get to cut up. Very pretty, aren't they? These are tracing paper. That first little bit I cut up was blue cardstock. So this is all like fun crinkly paper. So, I mean, this is fun for me to do something like this on my lunch break and see how much I can get done. So when I take this home tonight, I can put it away and it won't be sitting on my desk anymore like it was, you know. Since I got back, I've been cleaning up my craft room. So the surfaces I have in my craft room are a table where I do my crafting. It's in the middle of the room. If you look at I have a video on I have an older video, a few videos where I set up my craft room, and I have a more recent video that is an update on my craft room. So if you go look at that, you'll see there's a table in the middle of my room, and that table faces, I sit at one side and it faces a TV. So I can do my videos there, I can sit there and craft and watch TV, and you know, that is my spot. So on the sides, around the sides, I have a little desk. So like when I got back from my trip, I cleaned off my table first, because that's most important. That's where I do all my work, and I need that to be cleaned off as much as possible in order to function. Okay, so these are some blueprints that I copied. Isn't this cool? I copied, this is a copy, and then I coffee dyed them. So I'm cutting these out. This is, I think I just did one to experiment to see how it came out, and I like it. It didn't do much to this, but the surrounding area, it did, so we'll see. In the back, of course, is the main part that I wanted to coffee dye so it wasn't white. But I'm going to see if I can cut this on my cutter here without using my scissors. Let me see. Like I said, this one's different than I'm used to. So this may be a little hard for me to line up. But yeah, so I cleaned off my table since I've been back, and right now I cleaned off the area around my sewing machine. That's another surface that gets cluttered. All the surfaces get cluttered. If you have a craft room, you know what I'm talking about. All the surfaces get cluttered, or if you have a craft area or whatever, they all get cluttered. So I cleaned off my table, I cleaned off my sewing machine table. Now I'm working on my desk. I think I'm gonna have to use my scissors on this. I'm working on my desk right now. This was from my desk. And then when I get home, I hopefully in the next by tomorrow morning when I leave for work, I'll have my desk done. And then the only surface I have left is a dresser that I have in there for organizing everything with the drawers and everything. But it's a pretty long, a good long dresser, so it has lots of surface space for me to clutter up. So I really need to clean that off, and then I will be cleaned up once again. I'm always cleaning up my craft room. I don't know why. I can't just keep it clean, but just when you get in the middle of a project, you're using this and you're using that, and you put this over here for the time being, you put that over there, and then before you know it, your whole craft room is cluttered up. Okay, the next thing I coffee dyed was, this was a quotation sheet that I had. This and this I had got from my son. I have a video called something about a crawl space, free stuff from a crawl space or something like that. And it's my son found some stuff, papers under a house in a tool chest. The whole story's on that video, but that's what this is from. So I had made copies of it, a blank quotation sheet that was in there in those papers that he found in a crawl space. I made some copies, and last night I coffee dyed some. So I wanted to see how they came out. Coffee dye, because the originals were, you know, nice old looking, yellowed and browned, but the new one was just kind of like stark white, you know, especially on the back. So it's real pretty. Coffee dyed now in the back, and the front is coffee dyed also. Really cool here. I'll show you again in a second. Just getting it cut out here. So see, isn't that pretty? So I'm at my office, like I said. If you hear kind of like a humming and beeping in the background, a building is being built right next to our building. And there's the train. But yeah, I'm in a downtown area, and it's usually not noisy from building, but right now there's a lot of construction right around here, and there is a building right next to ours. You wouldn't even think a building could fit there, but they are building a building there. Plus we have the train. That is a normal sound that we have all the time. Train tracks are not too far away. And there's like I think it's an assisted living facility, but it's like, it's about maybe 8 stories. I was going to say 6, but I think it's taller than that. It might be 8 stories high. And there's always ambulances going over there. So we hear the sirens all the time, morning until night. We always hear ambulances going by. So that's, you know, sad, but it's reality. It's what happens around here. The noises, I'm just telling you the noises we hear. Okay, so here's the cutout one. Isn't that pretty? Look at the shading on there. I hope you can see it. Really pretty. Yeah, so I wonder what time it is. This, I have a phone in here, but it doesn't, it's got like a readout, you know, little screen on it, but it is not working well, so I can't see what time it is. So I think I'll probably only have time for a couple more of these. So I don't want to be, you know, late getting back from my lunch, which is, I'm here, but, you know, I've got to go back into my office and do work. But this is, I hope, you know, maybe this is just giving you ideas, like, yeah, I could craft on my lunch break, you know, especially if you don't have a lot of time, you know. I mean, my crafting time is weekends, but on weekends I do have my house cleaning and other chores, grocery shopping and whatever, all that kind of stuff to do, wash my car, you know, all the stuff you need to do at home, or should do. Right, maybe we don't want to clean, but we should, right? And then, you know, so all of that on the weekend. So then I try to fit in crafting as much as possible on the weekend, because I'm not at work, so, you know, you would think I would have more time. And then my other crafting times are at night after work. But, you know, I go home and make, you know, help make dinner. Usually my husband has dinner ready, but sometimes, like last night, we made a salad. Tuesdays we make a salad together for dinner. That's our dinner on Tuesday night. Salad. And then we have leftover salad. We have light dinners. So on Tuesday night we make a salad together, and then Wednesday night we have leftover salad, and then Thursday night we have this. It does, if you don't like cabbage, you know, sorry, excuse me, but we like cabbage, and we have this really delicious, it's kind of developed into a cabbage soup. It has a tomato-based broth, and we put carrots in there, and it's really yummy, and it's really healthy. So, yeah, we're not vegetarians or anything. We just try to eat light for dinner. He's going to a nutritionist right now for some other issues, and she told him to eat his big meal at the middle of the day at lunchtime and eat light, like vegetables, at night. So that's what we're doing. That's fine with me, you know. That's what I've always wanted to do. But when you have kids at home and things, you gotta prepare, you know, balanced meals. So, but now that the kids are gone, out of the house, on their own, we can eat how we want. So awesome. One good thing about the kids growing up, you don't have to have all those snacks in the house. And you can eat vegetables for dinner. You don't have to have meat and potatoes. Okay, so I think I cut out everything I said I was going to cut out. The problem is I have no idea what time it is because I'm using my phone to record, and I cannot see a clock right now. So let me see if there's anything else I can do really super quick. These I gotta cut out with the scissors like you saw. I have two more of those. This I can cut out real quick. It's just a piece of scrap book paper that I was going to cut into pieces. Let me get that done. Really super quick here. This is for my scrap. I'm not making scraps. if you see my scrap busting videos. Now I have a Maria, my friend Maria at Maria's Miscellany. She said it perfect. She's like, now you have scrap phobia. All these scraps over here, they're not being saved. They're going in the trash. They are going in the trash. I'm going to say work scraps don't count. They have to go in the trash. I'm not saying, no, those were too small. Anyway, there might have been a couple worth saving, but I'm not saving them. You know, so you got to draw the line somewhere. Okay, so this is a thing I wanted to cut up. I want to be careful. Okay, so there's, on this one I'm going to cut it right here because I don't want to cut up this pretty flower. This is a page from a Helen Steiner Rice book, and I want to save these pretty flowers. These have been coffee dyed also. So see how pretty? Little pretty scrap. It's a scrap, but it's for my listing. So yeah, I'm making scraps, but they're for my scrap listing, coffee dyed scrap listing and all that, like I said. Okay, now this one has a pretty flower on this side, so let's cut it in half. Can't get too picky with this because I gotta finish up here and get back to work. But then I can call this little chore done, you know? And look at all the scraps I got here for my listing. The listing is for 25 pieces, so usually, you know, I've always had scraps, but now I've used up all my scraps, so I'm just making a few so that I have some for that listing. These are very lightly coffee dyed, I would say. Okay, so I got that scrap, and these have to be cut out. Oh, this is cut. Oh, these are cut out. These are cut out. And this one, gosh, I only have 2 more. You think I can get them done? Maybe I'll put them together. I'm putting 2 together. I'm going to go for it. Put 2 together and cut these out together. This certificate right here, this is, I got at, let's see, I'm trying to think where this was. I wonder if it was in that, I can't remember where I got this, but I have it in a video. In a video I tell where I got it. And it's actually really cool. It is a certificate where someone went to college and they got their certificate to be a librarian. And it's dated 1947. So I thought it was so cool. I have the original at home. I copied it. There's no copyright on this. I copied it and I'm going to use it as ephemera for my journal. So isn't that cool? Or it can be a page. I hope you can hear me okay, but like I said, I don't want my other office co-workers to hear me talking in here. So we'll see how this goes. It was an experiment, but I'm done. Oh, look how pretty this one is. Let me show you this one. But this one's really pretty right here. The shading on this one's really awesome. Isn't that pretty? Somehow I got my pink and coffee mixed up on when I was dyeing these, but look how pretty they came out. I didn't plan that, I just happened. There's even some blue on the back here. Anyway, this video is probably getting too long anyway. I gotta get back to work, so we will see how this turns out. And if y'all like it, let me know in the comments if you want to see more lunchtime crafting ideas, and I'll do some more. You saw the stack I cut out, and here's my scraps I made for my scrap listing. So this is all nice and done. I can put it away when I get home, and I'll work on the postcards another day. So thank you for watching today if you watched, and hopefully you like that little video, lunchtime video crafting, or lunchtime crafting, and I will see you next time. Happy crafting.